So it's not a question if the church were to change. The church isn't going to change.
No, they shouldn't change, and they should make a big point of not changing.
I mean, the church is based in the only thing that separates the Catholic Church from any other faith is its tradition.
Those issues are issues that have been around in the church for a long time, and that's always been our tradition.
Just like the church didn't change the Mass is still the Mass.
So if you stray from tradition, it's not the Catholic faith anymore. Like, by nature, the Catholic Church can't change its doctrine.
If you're looking for where the truth is, okay, that's why you look to the church, because the church won't change on that issue.
The 19th into the 20th century, every Christian denomination, everyone across the board, was thought that contraception was morally impermissible. And then you have the Lambeth Conference in 1920, and you have the Anglican Church is the first church that permits contraception only on the case of emergency. And now what we see is it's rampant to the point where everyone kind of does this thing.
What's in the womb is not just just a mass. What's in the womb is an actual human being.
Do you know an abortion in our country, that it's legal to have an abortion, but there's been legal cases where a woman will be murdered who's pregnant, and that's considered a double homicide. So it doesn't work that way. It's not like, well, it's a baby when you don't want it to be a baby. It's not a baby when you don't want it to be one, but it's a baby when you want it to be one.
The church's responsibility is to educate people. What have we got here? You know, and what we have here is a human being. Because in the Bible, it says God created a man and a woman, and when you stop to think, you know, the way our bodies are created to produce a human being. Two gay guys can't produce a human being. I mean, you know, it just doesn't work. They can try and try and try all day and try for years and years. It just won't work, because God's design is that a man and a woman come together. That's the way they're made. And why is marriage so important in that situation?
I think there's a difference between big T traditions, what we call, and little T traditions, and little T traditions can be changed.
Like, down at its core, the Mass and the actual, nothing's really changed. It's just shifted.
I think that they're doing a perfect job right now, the way they're handling it.
They need to combat them to make them more traditional. I mean, they shouldn't accept them because they're morally impermissible. They're not good actions.
I think that the church's stance should be what it's always been, which is you hate the sin but love the sinner. That I think that you love the homosexual because he's a person, but you disagree with his sexual acts. You love the married couple even though you disagree with contracepting in their marriage. You love especially the woman who's having an abortion because she's hurting, and you love the child. That you love people, period, regardless of sexual orientation, regardless of their acts.